God bless you, family. As you know, all month long, we have been highlighting wonderful change agents in the city of Baltimore. And I'm grateful for the kind of church that wants to lift up and celebrate the prophets and freedom fighters that are oftentimes active beyond the four walls of our sanctuaries, but are definitely doing God's work in very powerful ways. This month, our dear brother Jamie Wooten from Collectively is interviewing people as a part of this series and experience, and I know that you'll be blessed by this next interview coming up right now.
Thank you again, Pastor Brown, and good morning, Pleasant Hope family. Today in our community spotlight, we highlight Brother Jabari of Conscious Heads Barbering Boot Camp. Brother Jabari, welcome.
Great to be here, but how you feeling?
Well, man, thank you, man. There's so many things I could talk to you about. I always say you've been doing social impact, social entrepreneurship before it was a thing. You've been innovative in the community, from the barbershop to the lecture series, just doing tremendous work. But most recently launching this Barbering Boot Camp. Tell the community about the Barbering Boot Camp.
But before I get to the Barbering Boot Camp, I'll just say that my organization is called Solvivas Nation. And this Wednesday coming up will be our 25th year anniversary of doing Solvivas Nation. So I've been doing community activism since I was 19 years old, you know, so it's always been a movement. The Conscious Heads Barbering Boot Camp is the latest thing, but rather we were out in the streets trying to, you know, stop the violence, going into the prisons. Our lecture series that's been going for 25 years, Watoto from the Nile, which was the message to bring about some change, some positive change in the community, because we felt like the music, the vibe of the music was just off, you know what I mean? So we had what was called the LGE movement, and we did that through Watoto from the Nile, so we did that, and that did pretty well. And then we launched the Conscious Heads Barbering Boot Camp that's supposed to help to, you know, what we wanted to do is to be able to get people off the street, to be able to bring people in and help to clean them up and give them a career, a prosperous career that they can use to make a living, you know, in the community. So it's a training program. It's like much like a boot camp. We drill people. We go over different techniques over and over again, and it's been something that's been helping people in the community. I've been doing it for about 3.5 years, and we got some success stories. We got some people with their own shops. So I got men, I got women. I got a young boy right now that's 10 years old, wow, and that's a beast. I mean, he rolling through, and it's something that I just love to do. I love to see people come from not being able to hold the clippers in their hands to being able to become a full-fledged barber and like putting down some major work. I love it. I love to see people change.
Well, talk to us about Solvivas Nation. You said 25 years. I definitely met you doing some of the lecture series. Right. It's been a blessing to me. You introduced me to a lot of scholars from around the country. So talk to us about the importance of the lecture series and that work you're doing.
The lecture series is very important because we feel like you got to get that information and knowledge in order to make change in the community. You got to change the way that you think, the way that you look at the community in order to make a change. So I started off working at Everyone's Place. That's one of the Mecca, the Black Mecca bookstore in the whole country, not just in Baltimore, but all over. And I started working there. And when I was working there, I started to listen to, we had, at that time it was cassette tapes and it was VHS tapes. And I said to myself, I said, look, I'm going to listen to every tape in here, all of these different lecturers that's up here. So I started to listen to every last person from Naeem Akbar to Dr. Bar Shango, and I would listen to all of these folks. And then because of Everyone's Place, some of these people started to come into the barbershop, and you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my goodness, Dr. Bar Shango. You know what I mean? I'm just in awe, you know, and I would meet these people, Dr. Africa, and I would meet these folks, and then I started to develop a relationship, and I said, you know what? I'm getting so much from these people and changing my life. I want to do this for our people in the community. I want to bring these people in so people can get what I'm getting, you know what I mean, can feel what I'm feeling and get that feeling and get that information and knowledge. So I started to put on that lecture series and to start to change the minds of our people. So I figure if we change the minds, then we can get some action and we can do some things within our community. So I mean, we brought everybody from Dick Gregory to Dr. Bar Shango to Sister Soldier to recently ancestors. Just this year, who I worked with forever, Dr. Patricia Newton, who's now an ancestor, and Dr. Laila Africa, who did, you know, with just months apart. You know, but I've worked with these people my whole 25 years. We've brought Dr. Francis Cress Wells. We've done over 125 different people, different lectures that we've done in that 25-year period. So it's been successful. We've helped to establish many study groups all over the country. There's a brother that has a radio show now, and he was in the military. And he tells me that when they were in the military, that a lot of our DVDs and all would wind up over there while they was in the military. And he said they would get up every morning. How do Africans feel? That's what I said. How do Africans feel? The spirit is strong, definitely strong. He said they had the whole, beret in there, actually doing that. So I thought that was something that was really phenomenal.
Man, it's really a holistic model. I think about the moment that we're in and around activism. Talk a little bit about like the importance of building self-determined organizations that we control ourselves and creating that sort of ecosystem.
I mean, it's very important. We can't give up. I know we got the coronavirus going on, and a lot of people went into like so many depressions, during this time. And I kind of, for a minute, I was sitting there like, man, what's next? What we do? And then I just kind of like, things happened in my life, and some things just started to shift in my life, my personal life. I said, you know what? Even a lot of brothers that we had even little tensions during the years, you know what I mean? And we all started talking like, because a lot of these brothers I brought into the movement, they was kind of coming back like, what we supposed to do now, Brother Jabbar? You know what I mean? Like, this is a whole turn, of events. And so we all just started coming back. A lot of us came back together and took what was supposed to be a negative, I guess, with Corona, and a lot of us started making this a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? I've made a lot of changes in my life since Corona hit, so it's been a lot of things that's changed, but it's important that we put our foot on the pedal and we continue to push forward right now, because even right now, the killings ain't stopped in our community. They've turned up, it seems, in the community. So, it's important for us to build these businesses, build power, because some kind of way, something got to change out in that community, and we got to get out there and clean this thing up and change this vibe around, because it ain't looking good right here in Baltimore City, even from this week right here. You know what I'm saying? A couple people that I know, young people that I know, it's not looking good. So it's important for us to to have that self-determination. We got to know how to go to the government or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and get what's ours and take what's ours there, and to build our own thing all at the same time. But we got to know all of that stuff. So it's very important for us to build our own, but we got to get what's due to us at the same time.
So for people that want to follow you, learn more about Solvivas Nation or the Barbering Bootcamp, how should they contact you?
They can contact me at Solvivas Nation, that's SOLVIVAZ Nation.com. If you want to get involved or make any donations to whatever it is that we're doing, you can reach me there.
Well, thank you so much, brother, for your service, for your commitment over the years, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.